just occurred to me, some pattern recognition. In regards somewhat to the callousness, the arrogance, and the utility of Jezebel's members. Or Jezebelic women. The undertones of narcissism and the manifest of a spirit of vanity, a spirit of false pride, in the utility of her members. In conjunction to any hindsight, any rebuke, reprimand, disapproval from her peers, society in general, in correlation to her actions. With a beta male, an individual with an Ahab spirit. Disclaimer, there are two different distinct types of alpha male. You have the worldly version, one built on a worldly spirit, one built on spirit of the lie. An alpha male is one who champions his own ignorantly. Stupidly. Touts his own mental illness as some degenerate badge of honor. His own personal battle struggles with psychopathy as some badge of honor. In his or her ability, you have alpha females, his or her ability to manipulate who, what, where, when, why. Finesse. Influence ever so slightly. So subtly. Who, what, where, when, why. And his ability to exploit, take advantage of. Other people's daughters. Play with people's children. Successfully. That's the key word. Etc. And then you have the biblical alpha male, alpha female. He who picks up his cross and deny himself. There's a lot of limbo within the female brain. Whenever the opposite sex, from her point of view, whenever the opposite sex uses this term alpha male, she gets stuck in limbo, lost in translation there. At least in my opinion, she gets stuck in limbo. Not understanding there's two versions. Anyway, it dawned on me the exact polar opposite reasons why I chose in a former life to prey on Jezebelic women or Jezebel-like women. Why I chose to exploit their own ignorance, their own stupidity, their own sexual perversion, and use that against them. In a sort of catch-22. To exercise my own sexual perversion. Knowing if she tried me, she would be a stone cold hypocrite. Because she's lost in sin. Completely. %100%. Biblically illiterate. Spiritually bankrupt, etc. So I capitalized on these catch-22s whenever I would prey on Jezebel. With in my season of tribulation, of having various yokes, various strongholds. Knowing majority of the time, and unfortunately I was right, I turned out to be right, but knowingly majority of the time, her guilty conscience would stop her if she wanted to reprimand me or judge me, because she's lost in sin. She rejects the Gospels. She rejects Jesus of Nazareth. So I prayed on her with listen to the words, with callousness, no guilty conscience, no hesitation, a lack of empathy, compassion. Because I was keenly self-aware of the multitude of demons in her spirit. So I understood in my spirit to certain degrees this catch-22 of me trespassing against her in the season I was in, my strongholds to these demons, in the season these Jezebelic women were in their greater strongholds. Because I was not deceived, I was just lukewarm, a backslider at this point. I was not full-blown, lost, deceived. I had the Holy Spirit, I was just lukewarm. Apostate. So I knew the ball was in my court if I chose to trespass against a particular Jezebel. I knew it was in my court. That doesn't excuse it though. That's not what I'm saying. Anyway. I understood certain things about her various strongholds and the entities in her temple, Temple, her clay house, and the fallout from there regarding who, what, where, when, why, like infidelity, treachery, treacherous behavior with the opposite sex in her intimate life, her interpersonal relationships, a strong likelihood, no loyalty, finessing who she will. Let me get the completely bound mentally under predictive programming to the radio, TV screen, big screen, magazine, computer screen. I knew all of this amounted to basically a catch-22. Even if she wanted to try to reprimand me, her hands were tied. Because I understand the manifestations from being lost in sin. I understand the fallout from being full-blown demon-possessed or full-blown having multiple strongholds. You know, multiple baby daddies. You know, inability to practice loyalty, emotional fidelity, inability to keep their word, all these different strongholds. Lying, cheating, forms of sorcery, emotional witchcraft, untrustworthy, etc. All these things that would be plaguing her conscience in real time when I trespassed against her. Anyway. You know, the extremely inappropriate, you know, fashion statements. Full blown into devil music, all that. I knew I couldn't trap her with all those things and use those things to my advantage when I chose to trespass against Jezebel. Anyway. Where you get this cold-heartedness from, this callousness from, zero remorse, unapologetic, not sorry for her actions, to sort of wrap this up and drive home. She understood in the beginning, when they first met, in the beginning, her baby's father did not belong to the Lord in the first place. Legally. I'm not trying to trump the sovereignty of the Lord. Legally did not belong to the Lord. Jezebel or Jezebelic women understood these individuals who get floated down to the river, taken for a ride, then get bluffed at for a lot of chips on the river. Birth canal, river. Poker terms. These are poker terms, references. She understood in her spirit, pre-flop, in the pre-flop action, this individual does not belong to the Lord. This individual does not serve the Lord. This individual does not have a prayer life, is biblically illiterate, spiritually bankrupt. Just like me. Listen to the words. I'm speaking to hindsight, okay? After it's all said and done. After it's all said and done, she takes sole custody of the children, or she go gets child support, she requests the judge for child support, etc. I'm talking after the dust has cleared from the fallout of Jezebel and Ahab, these counterfeit unions. After it was all said and done, she understood day one. She can have her way with him. Listen to the words. Because he does not serve the Lord. Therefore, he does not belong to the Lord. Again, speaking to the narcissistic undertones, the condescension, the arrogance, the lack of empathy, and the utility of her members. When she's accused of ABC, when she's reprimanded for ABC by a judge, by her parents, by her peers, her co-workers, etc. The callousness. And your point? Okay, and your point? Etc. Mind your business. Okay, hold up. Time out. I don't need to know you. You need to know me. I don't need to know you. Who are you? What can you do for me, etc. In response to any accusations of wrongdoing that she potentially may have misplayed the situation, misplayed her hand grossly, or showed gross negligence. She understood. Jezebel understood day one. He does not belong to the Lord. He does not serve the Lord. Therefore, she can have her way with him. Which again speaks to how Jezebel cleverly runs, literally runs from men of God. Any of you who are oracles, who tried to backslide and tried to interact with Jezebelic women on that level, you couldn't even finish the first sentence out of your mouth. No, thank you. No, not interested. Thank you, sir. Thank you, not interested. You couldn't even finish your first sentence before she cut you off and derail your train of thought. No, thank you. I'm not interested. No. Some of these creatures are more clever than they look. She already understands she cannot have her way with you. You're anointed. You have the light of this world. She cannot have her way with you because you belong to the Lord. Back to Jezebel and Ahab. Also, metaphysically speaking, the demons in her spirit, the multitude of demons the Bible refers to as legion, will not tolerate the Holy Spirit. Those demons will not lay down in the same bed. Will not lay down in the same bed with the Holy Spirit. Not gonna happen. Not gonna. Those entities, those spirits will tire of you so quick. That house of cards will fold so quick. Listen to the words. Has nothing to do with black woman, white woman, 20-year-old, 30-year-old, 40-year-old. Listen to the words. Good person, bad person, incorrect. Her religious beliefs, incorrect. The entities, okay, demon spirits in her temple will not tolerate Holy Spirit in yours. Not gonna happen. And inadvertently, I'm breaking down aspects of psychopathy of Jezebel, aspects of her own soft forms of mental illness. Statistically speaking, more likely than not. All right. Far better, far greater than a coin flip at a time. And the polar opposite, the exact polar opposite, is the reason why in a former season, a former life, I targeted Jezebel. Day one, I knew I would get away with it, because I knew she does not belong to the Lord, because she does not serve the Lord. Therefore, I knew I could have my way with her. Precisely the polar opposite is precisely the exact reason why she preys on beta males, an individual with an Ahab spirit. His mental inferiority, stuck in limbo, in like a bubble psychosis, in a perpetual state of boyhood, perpetually in a state of puberty, even though he's an adult, age-wise, with the various manifestations we see on his person, or the cartoon caricatures, the archetypes he displays on his person, fallout from the various forms of predictive programming that he's under, in conjunction to radio, TV screen, big screen, magazine, computer screen, etc. And the doctrines of devils and demons from the radio, in the lyrics of the music. Those doctrines of heresy, blasphemy, apostasy, doctrines of abominations from false teachers, Pied Pipers, charlatans, whatever label you like. Charlatans of the radio, I'm saying. Of the TV screen, of the big screen, the magazine, of the computer screen. Whatever labels you like. All praise to the Most High, Abba Yah. His son Jesus, the Christ of Nazareth. Shalom.